The soft golden light of the late afternoon bathed the park in a warm hue as you both walked along the quiet pathway, ice cream cones in hand. Jungkook slowed his steps and turned slightly toward you, his dimpled smile lighting up his face as he held out his cone. Wine here, try this. It's corn flavor. You have never had it before, right? You blinked in surprise but smiled softly, leaning forward to take a gentle bite. The cool sweetness spread across your tongue. It's actually really good. Thank you. You offered a grateful smile as you handed the cone back to him. Chungkook chuckled and took a bite of his own ice cream again. While you returned to yours, but your eyes kept wandering toward him, stealing quiet glances at the way the sunlight danced on his features. How relaxed he looked, how familiar it felt to walk beside him like this. Joon Jungkook, your best friend, the boy who had been by your side during your darkest hours, the one who never asked for anything in return but gave everything he could. You recall that one rainy evening when you stood under the college's broken bus stop roof, shivering and soaked because you had forgotten your umbrella. He had shown up out of nowhere, jacket in hand. You really thought I would let you walk home in this weather? Without waiting for your answer, he had wrapped his jacket around your shoulders and held his umbrella above with both of you. Walking beside you the whole way, even though it meant getting half wet himself. Another memory surfaced when you had broken down during your final year project presentation. Your anxiety had taken over, your hands were trembling, voice choking. You remembered how he had stood at the back of the hall, mouthing, "You caught this fine." That small smile, that note of reassurance. Afterward, when your professor left, you had found him waiting outside with your favorite warm coffee and a quiet space to breathe. You don't have to be perfect wine, you just have to try. I'm proud of you already. He never said it in too many words, but his actions always echoed louder, reminding you that you mattered. Now, sitting on the bench side by side, your hearts comfortably close and your words unhurried, you felt that same warmth settle around you. It was a love that shouted from rooftops. It was the kind that whispered in soft gestures, thoughtful glances, and quiet care. The house echoed with tense silence as you stood at the kitchen counter, drying the last dish you had been helping since morning, cooking, cleaning, doing the laundry, while your cousin scrolled through her phone on the couch. She finally looked up, her voice sharp and laced with irritation. Are you going to stand there all evening like a maid, or do you actually plan on doing something useful with your life? You turned slowly, eyes narrowing just a bit. Excuse me? You heard me. You're always here, always, just hanging around the house, waiting for someone to tell you what to do. You think this is what life is? I help out because I want to, not because I don't have ambition. You don't see what I do all day, so don't judge me. Oh, please stop acting like a victim. You are just wasting your time pretending to be this sweet little girl who can't do anything wrong. Grow up fine. You felt the heat rise to your face not from guilt but from the helpless ache that always came when someone misunderstood you. When someone tried to twist your silence into weakness. I never claimed to be perfect, but at least I don't look down on people just to feel better about myself. Her face hardened. No wonder your life is stuck where it is. No mother, no direction, just this fake niceness that fools no one. That broke you. You turned away quickly, blinking back the tears already rising. You walked straight to your room and locked the door behind you, your heart beating painfully, your throat tightening. You buried your face into your pillow and cried quietly, trying not to let your sobs echo through the walls. Your hand trembled as you picked up your phone. You didn't think, you just typed, "Are you awake?" Always. What happened? I had a fight with my cousin. She said some things about me, about my mom. I feel like no one really cares anymore. There was a pause, then came the message. If it hurts, it's okay to feel, but you are not alone, Vine, ever. Should I come there? You hesitated for only a second. If you can, then please. 10 minutes later, you heard the soft tap on your window. You rushed to it, heart racing, and pushed it open. Jungkook stood there, out of breath, hair tousled, concern in his eyes. You didn't say anything. You leaned forward and wrapped your arms around him, your body shaking from holding in the pain for too long. No one loves me. He didn't pull you closer than necessary, but he held you in a way that felt safe, as if he was anchoring you in place while your world fell apart. Don't say that again, Wine. Don't ever say that again. You were loved, maybe not loudly, maybe not by everyone, but sincerely and by the people who truly matter. You sniffled, stepping back slightly, wiping your tears. She said, "I'm wasting my life, that I have no direction, that I'm pretending to be this perfect girl when I'm just lost." You are not lost, you are surviving, you are healing, and that takes more strength than people know. You take care of others like it's second nature, and most of them don't even notice, but I do. I see you. You look down, trying to compose yourself, but your voice cracked. It just hurts. I try to stay strong for everyone, but sometimes I just want someone to be strong for me. He smiled gently, then let me be that person just sometimes. You don't always have to carry it all alone, Ryan. There was a silence between you, not heavy but comforting. Then he chuckled softly. "You forgot what tomorrow is, didn't you? Your birthday." You groaned softly, face still streaked with tears. "I don't want to celebrate. Honestly, I don't even feel like getting out of bed tomorrow." Then don't think of it as a celebration. Think of it as a gift, a pause from all this noise. I planned something simple, just peace. You and me, the stars, and a little surprise. I don't know. He looked into your eyes, firm but tender. "Please, Vine, just this once. Let me show you that you matter." You gave in softly, okay, but just for a while. He smiled, brushing a tear off your cheek with the sleeve of his hoodie. "That's all I need." The sun dipped behind the horizon as you walked up the narrow staircase to Jungkook's apartment. You hesitated at the door, Adjusting your scarf and inhaling deeply. You had cried your eyes out the night before, but today felt a little different. You knocked gently. The door creaked open to reveal a soft glow of fairy lights strung across the ceiling. A small cake sat on the table, and simple paper decorations filled the room with warmth. It wasn't extravagant, but it didn't need to be. It felt genuine, just like him. He stood there, hands in his hoodie pockets, smiling nervously. Surprise! Happy birthday, wine. Your lips parted slightly in awe. You stepped in, blinking at the soft beauty of everything. You did all this for me. Who else deserves it more? You smiled, truly smiled, for the first time in days. You both walked over to the table. The cake was modest vanilla with little whipped roses on the edges. Make a wish before you blow the candles. You close your eyes for a moment. Your heart whispering a quiet dua, Ya Allah, if he is meant to be in my life, keep him close. But if not, protect my heart from hoping. Then you blew the candles. He clapped lightly. All right, now come with me. I have your gift. He gently took your hand and led you to his room. The space was small but clean, with muted earth tone curtains and a neat bed. He went over to the wardrobe and began searching through a box, muttering to himself, I kept it somewhere safe. Where did it go? While he was distracted, your gaze wandered on the side table. A few pictures framed catch your eye. You walked toward them, curiosity nudging your steps. One frame in particular struck you cold. It was Jungkook, maybe younger, and beside him stood a girl. Her smile was soft, her head tilted slightly toward him. He looked so happy. Your hand reached for the frame. You lifted it gently, staring at the image. That smile on his face, you would never seen it like that before. Something in your chest tightened. Wine, his sudden voice startled you. You flinched. The frame slipped from your hands. The glass shattered on the floor. He turned sharply, his eyes widened as he rushed over. What did you do, Wine? He grabbed your shoulders, his voice louder than you had ever heard. You stood frozen, breath catch. He had never raised his voice at you before. His hand stopped as he looked down at the broken frame. He kneeled, picking up the cracked glass, brushing away pieces with shaky fingers. You blinked, a tear slipping from your eye. You tried to hold back the sniffle, but it escaped. He looked up immediately. His expression softened. He stood quickly, walked to you, and pulled you into a gentle hug. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have shouted. I didn't mean to scare you. You tried to pull away, but he held you firmly, not tightly, but enough to keep you grounded. Who is she? His arms dropped, he sighed, walked over to the broken photo, and stared at it. She was my best friend and my first love. I was 18, she was everything back then. Kind, brave, always taking care of me. He sat on the edge of the bed, his voice softer now. One day we were walking, I saw a puppy stuck in the middle of the road. Traffic was crazy, but I didn't think, I just ran. She screamed my name, but I didn't listen. And before I knew, she pushed me out of the way and the car hit her instead. Your breath catch, he exhaled slowly, his eyes glassy. She saved my life and left hers behind. I have never really forgiven myself. That's why I keep that frame close, just to remember her kindness. You stepped closer. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to touch it. I didn't know. Oh, it's okay. You didn't break anything that mattered. The memory is still here. He gently wiped his own tear, then reached up and wiped yours. Enough of the crying. Now close your eyes. Your gift is ready. You blinked surprised but closed them. He felt a cold chain brush your neck, followed by the soft click of glass. Okay, open. You looked down a delicate silver necklace with a small star-shaped charm. Simple, beautiful. I know it's not expensive, but I thought you would like it. You looked at him, touched. Don't ever say that this. This means more to me than you can imagine. I love it. I really do. His smile, relieved, voice genuine. There is one more surprise. Come. He took your hand again, softly, respectfully, and led you through the kitchen to the small back garden. The space was magical. Fairy lights twinkled between plants, and in the center stood a piano. The wind rustled the leaves, carrying a hint of jasmine in the air. You gasped. You know how to play? He smiled and nodded. He sat down, cracked his knuckles dramatically, and began to play your favorite song. The melody was soft and dreamy, and as he played, you sang quietly, your voice barely above a whisper. When the song ended, a silence stretched. You swallowed hard, feeling your heart thump against your ribs. Jungkook, hmm? I want to tell you something. I know it's sudden, but my heart felt heavy for a while. He turned toward you, brow slightly furrowed, listening carefully. Every time I'm around you, I feel calm, I feel safe, but also scared because I have started feeling things I didn't expect to. And today, I just want to say it. He tilted his head, confused but curious. You smiled nervously. You're like a quiet dua I never knew I was making. And now I don't know if I'm falling for you or if I already have. He stared at you. Speechless. His fingers hovered above the piano keys, but no sound came. Just the wind. And a sky full of stars above both of you. The silence after your confession was loud. Stars blinked above you both, the fairy lights casting a golden hue across Jungkook's face as he sat beside the piano, frozen. His fingers curled on his knees, head slightly bowed, eyes staring at the wooden floor beneath him. You exhaled shakily, eyes welling up again, but this time it wasn't from sadness, it was release. You were done hiding how much he meant to you. You took a slow step forward, Jungkook, that night when you climbed in through the window. When I told you no one loved me and you just held me without asking why, that was the moment I realized you were the only one who never made me feel like a burden. His breath hitched slightly. Every time I laughed, you laughed louder. When I cried, you always heard it first. I never had to explain myself to you. You just understood. You looked down, your voice growing softer. But sometimes I would see you pulling away, changing the topic when things got too emotional. And I kept wondering if I was imagining it, but maybe you felt it too. He slowly lifted his gaze and your voice wavered, but you kept going. I don't want to assume anything, I just needed you to know that you mean something to me, something deep. Not out of loneliness, not out of drama, but because Allah placed peace in my heart when you were near. Your voice cracked slightly. That's not just coincidence, that's mercy. There was a long pause. He finally stood up. His voice, when it came, was quiet but thick with emotion. Why? I have been feeling the same things for a long time now. Your eyes jumped. He stepped closer, but his eyes were still filled with a kind of guilt. But I kept pushing myself away from you. I tried making excuses like we are just friends, or it's just care, or maybe she didn't feel that way. But deep down, I was lying to myself because I knew I was getting too close. He clenched his jaw for a second, gathering the courage. I distanced myself, not because I didn't feel anything, but because I did. You inhaled sharply, your chest tightening. He looked at you now fully. I was scared. I don't want to be another person who walks into your life and ends up hurting you. I'm not perfect. I'm not rich. I'm just trying to figure life out. But the way you talk, the way you carry your pain with such quiet strength, why you are the most genuine person I have ever met. You felt tears pricked your eyes again. He hesitated as if asking for permission from the silence around you. Then slowly, respectfully, he stepped forward and reached out with both hands. One hand cradled your cheek, the other brushed the tear away. His touch was careful, trembling slightly, like he was afraid to cross a line. I never mean to confuse you, and I don't know what the future holds, but right now, at this moment, if you let me, I want to stay by your side in a way that's right, with sincerity, with respect, and always with intentions that honor you and please Allah. You close your eyes, not in shyness but in sukoon. That rare, quiet peace that only truth can bring. When you open them again, you whispered, "That's all I ever prayed for."